Hello, hello. Happy Monday. All right, so we're going to do a quick glam today. I know we always say quick, but I got things to do. I'm a busy girl today. Okay, so as you can tell, eyebrows are already done. I went ahead to get them out of the way because they are a little time consuming and I'm getting a little more picky about them. But look, I mean, they look like they're related again, like 2 times in a row. Like, I think, knock on wood, might be starting to get the hang of this. I'm going to go ahead and pin my website at the bottom real quick. If you're interested in any products you see on here today, they can all be purchased right through my website. And there's tons of new things that are out now, coming out, and things are just like so much. Let me make sure I'm spelling this correctly. There we go. The kudos this month is amazing, and it's not one of the ones that usually it's things that we have bundled together that you can go ahead and purchase. This time it is specific for this month for February. So the palette that comes in it can only be purchased this month, but because it was in such high commodity, everybody wanted it. Is that the right word? Everybody wanted it. So they switched it up this time a little bit, and you can either purchase, which I think is, if you can do it, it's way better of a deal. You get the palette with 4 colors. Is it 4 or 5 colors? Hold on. I have last year's palette. I don't have the new one yet. I'm placing an order soon. I'm just trying to do it where I can like place it all together. It is 4 colors. So this is last year's palette. The colors for this year are absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to get them. They're a little more on the purpley and pink side of the scale. So that is something you might want to check out. So you can, so what I was saying is you can either now, because everybody wanted it with the colors and they sold so many before with this, the first beloved palette, that now they have the beloved, did I say that right? Yeah, the second volume 2, I guess it's being called. So that one is no longer available, but the new one is still out. You can purchase it by itself for $52 or in the kudos for $75. $75. And with that, you get the palette, you get the fluffy crease brush that looks like this. Yours will be clean. And you also get your choice of one of the powder blush. So that's a really, really awesome deal. I think you guys should definitely check that out if you have any questions. But there's so much. We've got some new brushes, and there's a new tapered brush. We've got a kabuki brush coming out. I'm super excited for that. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my face, and I'm not really sure. I might use Addiction Palette number 3 today. Addiction Palette number 6 is going to be released in April. So these colors I think would go pretty well with what I have on. Or I was thinking about maybe doing like a gray, because I have a little bit of gray in my sleeve. But honestly, I'll probably put my hoodie back on, which is gray anyway, so it wouldn't matter. But depends on the weather. So we're just going to start with our glorious face primer. Let me turn that around so you can see it. We're going to get moving here because I need to be out the door. I can't see what time that is. All right, we're doing all right. I have some time. We're doing all right. So we're going to go ahead and put our primer on first and try to avoid the brows that I've already done. My hair. Oh, my face feels like silk. I love this stuff. If your makeup isn't staying, using you as my mirror real quick to make sure I don't mess up my brows, but I want to get as close to them as possible. If your makeup is not staying all day, if you're using the unique products, if your makeup is not staying all day, well, makeup in general, but specifically to this primer and setting spray, powder, primer, and setting spray are 3 huge things. So you want your primer to go on first so your makeup sets on your face and not into your pores. You do not want to clog your pores and fill them. Even though the products are naturally based and mineral based, you still don't want any of that. You want it to sit on your face, not in your skin. And your skin is your biggest organ, so you don't get to replace it, so take care of it. It's really just all about your skincare. Skincare right now is huge. People are seeing differences. They started the Uology, and they're seeing differences within days. Not weeks, not months, days. Up to like 2-3 days, people are noticing a difference. So that is huge. And we knew when it was coming out that it was going to be like life-changing. So I'm going to go ahead real quick. Oh, that's dirty. Let me get that off there. I didn't clean that. I cleaned everything else, so I cleaned these out today. And I always recommend handy just a little side thing like this. And this just has the rubbing alcohol in it. Because you always want to make sure that you're really sanitizing everything. Take a sip of my cold coffee. That's what happens when I don't drink quick enough. It does not bother me one bit. All right. You guys know it's like my favorite thing in the world. BB creams. So I'm going to go in with honey and bisque, and I'm going to mix them together just so that I've already kind of shook them up so they're good to go. But just so I can get the color that I'm looking for, because I'm kind of in between. So this will get me the shade that I want. And that's the best thing. You can mix everything together. You can use blushes for shadows. You can use bronzers for shadows. Everything is just mix and match. It's amazing. I know I say that all the time, right? Can you tell that I'm excited? I mean, I'm passionate about not just the products and how they work, but just about what I do in general. So I love my job. And it took me a long time to get to say that. I mean, I usually love what I'm doing because I'm like a little chameleon. I kind of just fit wherever, and I'm happy around everybody. But it doesn't mean I'm passionate about everything. But this, I am. So, all right, we're just going to mix that up. I'm just going to take whatever's on here, and we're just going to kind of pop it on there to not waste any product. I am going to grab my powder concealer brush. And we're going to just stipple this all over. And you're probably thinking, oh my God, that looks like a lot. It blends right in. Blends right in. So it is super, super moisturizing. See if we can avoid up in here as well. And we're just going to blend. And if it's not the exact color that you want, or if it like mixing maybe didn't come out right, that's fine, because we're going to fix it with powder. We're just going to keep on blending. I have my music way down today because Facebook has muted part of my video twice now, and I didn't even think it was that loud. And honestly, I'm pretty sure I figured out it was Taylor Swift both times playing, because there was one, not that I want them to go back and change it, but you could clear as day. And I was like, ooh, Nickelback, I hope they come back again, because that song had come on next on my playlist. And they didn't mute that part at all. And I didn't go back to even really see where they muted it, but you get a notification. And I was like, okay, I don't know how many times that happens until they put you in Facebook jail. So we're just not going to mess with them. And we're going to leave that alone. So I hope like it's way, way down. I can barely hear it. So I'm like, sure, it's got to be like impossible to pretty much hear. I'm just going to kind of go in. I need to look in this. I don't want to mess up my brows because I already did them beforehand just to save some time today. But I just used the brow palette for anybody who is curious. All I used was the blonde brow palette. And that was it. I didn't use anything else on them. I used the, just with these. I actually really personally, I like this end, and it's convenient that they're both on there. But this side's a little too thick sometimes and doesn't come out right. So I really like the Brow Artist brush. That's my go-to. But I do like to comb them out. So I make sure I have both on hand, or at least something to comb them out with. All right, we're going to get right up close. So at the same time, we're kind of sculpting out what we did. But I'm not going to lie, brows came out pretty nice today. So I don't want to really mess or sculpt with them too much. I was pretty impressed with them cooperating for me today. I went out yesterday. My friend is here from Florida for work. She used to live here, but she comes back and forth for work. So a group of us got together and went and had some drinks and just like appetizers and stuff. And when I first got there, my friend's girlfriend, I met her a couple times. She's super sweet. She looked at me and goes, oh my God. She's like, you have twins. And I was like, oh, I do? And I knew. And she goes, you knew I was talking about your eyebrows? I was like, yes. I was like, that's like the best compliment you can give somebody. And she's like, your makeup. So I gave her my card and got a couple other people. So you never know when an opportunity can come up. So, and I'm always talking about makeup and skincare, especially if it's brought up. I'm like, if somebody else brings it up, I'm like, fair game. I was like, I can talk about it now because you brought it up. But I had people asking, well, do you have stuff for mature skin? What do you have for this? What do you have for that? I'm like, absolutely. I'm like, I 100% have you covered. I was like, you need it? I got it. All right, I'm just going to stipple this a little bit more underneath my eyes. Then we should be pretty much done with that. I have extra product again. I don't know what it is with me lately putting too much product on, but I don't want to waste it. But my skin feels amazing. And I'm still using the Royalty. I don't even, I should just, but I haven't even switched over because I want to use what I have right now. So I'm finishing with the product that I have, and then I'm going to switch over to it. But the amazing results that people are already getting within days, just within days, is absolutely amazing. Within, and I'm talking like 2 days. I've seen people post pictures, 2-3 day difference, do like one day, day 1, day 2, day 3. And I'm just like, wow, like this is awesome. And I knew it was going to be phenomenal. And I will be hopping on that bandwagon pretty soon to get those myself. Okay, I'm just pressing this in. It's a little bit later. I should have gone a little bit darker. And then I'm just going to use some of this extra real quick, and we're just going to blend it down. And then I'm not even going to worry about really stippling right now. I'm just blending. Okay, that should be good. All right, let's move on to, what should we move on to? I guess we can move on to eyes. No, I lied. Let's contour real quick. I'm going to go in with my dark shade right here first as my little base, just an extra step that I like to do. Oh, that's not the brush I'm looking for. There it is. All right, we're just going to dab this across. Like I said, this is going to be really kind of a quick glam today. So we look presentable, but not really doing too much. Couple errands, and then I think I'm just going to make some tacos for dinner. I love some tacos. Some hamburger meat I need to use up, so what better than to make some tacos? It doesn't need to be Tuesday. I'll eat tacos any day of the week. Okay, I'm going to pinch this with what's on it, and we're just going to contour on the side of my nose. Contour. I guess I'm like getting an accent here for some reason. Okay, now I'm going to go over that with, oh, that sunset, you're a little light. Actually, you probably work. We're all going with sunset because we don't need anything super dark. And we're just going to go right over what we just did, right on top of it. And just get that in there. We don't need this on anymore. You can go over there. Oh yeah, right upside down too. Okay, so all of a sudden it's starting to look like it's coming together, and we don't even have that much on right now. I am going to go in with that dark shade one more time though. Ooh, good. I caught it. Look at that. I'm always breaking stuff, I tell ya. Just want to darken up that line just a little bit. There we go. Okay. I'm going to take just a fluffy kind of brush. And we're going to blend that down a little bit too. I'm going to use the same brush. I'm just going to kind of blend those two shades together without really blending it out too much because we're going to go back over it with powder. All right, you know I'm going in with Serene. It's going to happen. I can't wait to get the new shades too. There's 3 new colors that you can pick from. I thought it was 6 new, but I guess there's 3. But there's 6 to choose from. So I might have said that wrong in my previous video. I do apologize. I'm only human. I make mistakes. Okay. Pop a little of that on our cheekies. And let's go in with palette number 3. I absolutely love this palette. We're going to do, I think I'm going to go in with Smitten on my lid, which is the center shade right there where my finger is at, this one. And then I think I'm going to go in with Cheeky, which is this purple one right there. So I'm going to take my deluxe brush. Nope, lied. I'm going to do my outer corner first. Actually, no, I lied again. All right, we're going to go back on deluxe brush. Honestly, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm deciding. Okay, so we're going to go right in. I don't want to block you. And we're just going to kind of pop this right on. It's like a silvery, like a grayish silver, I guess I would call it. Because it's kind of going with the colors that match what I have on. So I'm just popping that right onto my lid like this. We'll leave that like that for now because I don't want it too dark, and if we want to, we can come back and add more color. So we're going to do the other side, add our dark, and then we're going to blend it out. So I'm just kind of following along the shape of my eye and patting it in. And then we'll go ahead and we'll blend it out. Other side was a little darker, so we're just gonna even those babies out a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my, whatever this is called. I'm having one of those. I'm like, this is the blending brush. I want to always call it the fluffy crease brush because ever since I got that one, I'm like in love. So everything to me now is like the fluffy crease brush. So we're just going to blend this out. Not a lot, but just enough. You see the difference now? Blended, not blended. It just like toned it right down and got rid of any of those harsh lines. So don't forget to blend. Blend, 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 blend. And this thing is so clean now, so it's going to be like taking my makeup off like magic. There we go. There we go. Blend that baby right out. I think we are pretty blended. And then just do, I'm going to go in with my crease brush. And I'm going to take this color that's right there. Oh, do I want that or Flippant? I'm going to take Flippant real quick and add that. Oh yeah, that one looks nice. We're going to use Flippant instead, I lied. We're going to use the one that's right next to it, which is a little bit lighter. It's this one right there. We're going to just, if we need to, we'll add some of the dark one, or if we want to, whichever we decide. So this is now turning it into more of a purpley, like a silvery purpley look. Can you see that? So it's not too harsh, but it gives it a little something. Give it a little something, something. And I'm following it along and then just V-ing it right down like this. And I am going to take a teeny bit of that darker color and pop it just right here on the very end, so that it'll darken that up just a little bit. I'm going to blend it right in with this for a second and then kind of mix the two together. So it looks a little crazy, but that's okay because we're not done yet. Not done. Just trying to make sure they're somewhat even. And we're going to take the same brush, make sure there's not any product on it, and we're going to blend these out as well. And then it's just going to tone it right down and blend those colors in. It's going to look oh so pretty. So we're just going to keep blending. And see what that did? It just blended it right in, but now it's not so harsh like so. Like so. A little like this, a little like that. Do this side. And just blend that also back and forth. Circular motion, and I kind of push it upward. And then I just go back and forth like a windshield wiper. Removing your product in between is going to allow you to keep, oops, sorry, knocked right into you. Allow me to keep blending without transferring any of the product that might be caught up on my brush now. Oh, that is pretty. I like it. See, just try new things. Pick colors and just mix them. Mix them and go. I think we're pretty blended. Maybe just a little more on that side. Okay, I'm going to take that same little brush right here, and I'm just going to take, I think I'm just going to take Cheeky by itself and none of the other ones, and we're just going to pop that right underneath our lashes. So we're not going into our waterline, we're just placing it underneath. That way we can still use our liner. Like that. So it might look a little crazy at first, but we're not done. So trust, that's where the whole trust the process comes in. It's different when it comes to skincare. Skincare, the process sometimes sucks before it gets better. But that's how you know it's really doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm just adding that right underneath and making it so it comes right up to that dark corner that I did, and we'll blend that back out in just a second. So I'm just pulling that color from the corner up, and then just grab my fluffy brush again and just kind of blend the corner out, and I'm going to just blend underneath. I'm going to do the same thing right there, and then just blend underneath. And I'm going to leave that underneath for now until we get our liner on and our powder, and then we'll decide if we want to touch any of it up. Ooh, I got that like stuck right into my hair. Ah, that's why I got a piece of hair ripping out. That's fine, we got plenty more. Okay, so we're going to go on and we're going to leave our eyes for a minute. I'm going to powder to cover up so we don't have harsh lines. And we're going to do my little trick on our eyebrows so that they don't look as dark today, but we're going to still tone them down a little bit. Personal preference. Okay. For that, I'm going to use my translucent setting powder. I just like to hit the top of it first because I took the little cage piece that was in it out, and might not have been the best idea in the world because I'm a messy person when it comes to my makeup. Just when I do my own. I can do other people's makeup and I don't drop usually anything, but mine, it's not how it happens. I'm dropping my makeup constantly. It's not even on purpose. Okay, so I'm just going to take that translucent powder, minus the fuzzy, and I'm just going to tap it right on top of my eyebrow. I'm just going to tap it and like let it sit there. A teeny bit more on this side. And if it looks like we covered them up and they look white, it's fine. It'll be okay, I promise you. I promise you it'll be okay. All right, I'm going to take a translucent powder that's not a loose powder. It's in a format like this. And I'm just going to use that for under my eyes real quick just because I'm on a time limit today. And I'm just going to go in with my little blending bud